Alright guys, Dokkan time, and today's going to be a showcase for a 55% first form Frieza now that he has finally arrived here on Global. I am vocally not the biggest fan of this Frieza. Ironically, I did pull him with a little bit of effort, but not too much effort really. He is still very good. I will say that he is very good. I just feel like he needs a team, and as of right now, because of the way his kit is, he just doesn't really have one. The stage I'm going to take him into is going to be versus Babidi Forces. I feel like Babidi Forces is like a very fine level middle ground of if your team can't get through it, it doesn't have any business going into a lot of like 9th anniversary red zone. I just don't feel like it. Now you can make probably better teams. You can probably make some other ones, but the thing here is like if you do go kind of stretching outside of this kind of team area, you start really hurting Frieza himself. Frieza wants terrifying conquerors on the team because that's part of what his kit is. Part of his kit. So he does actually stack attack, so you want to go for an additional route. He already has built-in crit, so crit should not even be in mind when building this unit. But he does have an entrance animation. Attack and defense plus 100%, launches an additional attack that has a 50% chance of becoming a super for 5 turns from the character's entry turn when there are 2 or more space traveling category allies on the teams on the character's entry turn. So you have to have at least 2 space traveling warriors. That's a fact. I mean, he's a space traveling warrior. He's a space traveling warrior leader technically. So hopefully you have 2. He also has key plus 3 attack and defense 150 plus another attack and defense plus 150 when attacking. Then he has an additional defense of plus 20% and chance of performing a crit per terrifying conqueror's ally on the team. So the big thing to keep in mind about that is that not every space traveling warrior is a terrifying conqueror. It is if it's, you know, a Wicked Bloodline unit, but unfortunately, Wicked Bloodline is kind of past its prime at this point. You know, they were really good in 2022 Worldwide Download Celebration and moving forward for like a good 6-7 month period. And then it hit a point where it just wasn't good enough anymore. And that's just kind of the way that what happened to Wicked Bloodline. And I feel like this Frieza just kind of missed out. Because there is a Wicked Bloodline team, it's just not very good anymore. So his best link partners are 100% himself, full power Frieza, the AGL LR, the LR final form cooler, of course. Those are all both probably his absolute best partners that you can realistically use, even in today's standards, I would say. Now, one weird one that you're probably going to question me on is going to be 100% the Kid Buu. Why the Kid Buu? Because the Kid Buu is supporting 70%. He's a fantastic support unit. He's got big bad bosses. That's the real big link you want. So even if you don't want to rock Kid Buu in slot 1, I mean, there's not very many good options for slot 1, so keep that in mind. He can still be very valuable as a floating option if that's more suited to your playstyle. Once Kid Buu gets his hits in, he can be solid in certain content for slot 1. I think I've spoke enough about it. This is going to be, for my unit, it's a 55% link level 10 unit. The friend lead, I don't think will have link. Yeah, it does not have link level 10s. I can try and see if I can find a link level 10 Frieza partner that's rainbowed, but I don't think I'm gonna find it, unfortunately. I don't see many people summoning for this guy, unfortunately. Yeah, there's only there's only these few friends right here. I'm pretty sure this is actually Brother Rusher we're looking at right now. Let's check that out. Oh no, it's the Majin Queen herself. All right. Yeah, that's gonna be what we're gonna use. Regardless, a rainbowed, even with limited links, should look very good. So let's just go ahead and hop right in. He does have an intro, which unfortunately we do not get to see right away because we got a really crappy rotation of putting him into slot 2. I don't want to sit through. You know, we'll sit through coolers. It's fine. I didn't really want to sit through it, but it's okay. We'll live. You know what? That still holds up pretty well. That intro holds up pretty well still. Okay. Like I said, this is pretty much one of the only potential teams you can really rock, in my personal opinion. It's not the best team, obviously, but it is a pretty solid team. Now, I don't know if this is a good idea to be throwing Frieza up here. In fact, man, it's a tough call right now. We don't have a good starting rotation here. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Maybe we'll get lucky, guys. We are going to float off one of the Friezas on the next rotation if we survive this turn. Oh, there we go. Ooh. We have type advantage. Wow, still took 230. Oh, yeah, we're dead. And this is kind of my point here. We had no good options, right? There was zero options. There was zero options right there. Let's try to find a different team here. I guess we'll rock double 55%. Double 55%. Let's try again. We got Frieza slot 1. Perfect. Yeah. So this is the OST for Frieza and his opening, of course. For his intro. We have Chilai here for a support unit. It looks like we're getting supered by the Spopovich, which is fine. Spopovich, I feel like, is fine. We can take a type advantage hit. I think that'll be okay. Not the best results, obviously, but I feel like it's something that we can handle. I think we can handle that. We'll just grab all these orbs to get, hopefully, up to full health almost. Yeah, even with type advantage right there, we're taking a whole lot of damage. Yeah, it's just not a good idea to run him in slot 1. There is just no good slot 1 option for him, and that's the other issue. Is like, yeah, you have LR Golden Frieza, but can you really, like, get him on rotation? For those saying, well, you can use the TUR, yeah, you can use the TUR in certain events. You cannot use the TUR Golden Frieza in this fight because he's a nuker. They don't. Dokkan hates nukers. Unfortunately, although the TUR Golden Frieza is very good, he just unfortunately is banned from a majority of events, which really sucks. But here's our golden boy here. We're gonna go through all of the options to make this work. God, this is one of the longest intros ever. All right, let's tone this down a little bit here. Okay, Frieza, stop talking. Thank you. So unfortunately, we got both of the... Yeah, this is really painful right now. So we want to float off at least one of these units. I guess we're just going to go ahead and float off Kid Buu here. So the unfortunate thing here is that we have both of the potential tanks on the slot 1, which is very unfortunate. But it is what it is. This is the problem I'm having with showcasing this unit. I think this Frieza can be good in the perfect limelight. Like, you have to have him in the most perfect scenarios. You have to have him just perfectly supported and set up. You know, there's other options for a team. You could potentially use, like, Baby. LR Baby could definitely be an option, but he's not a slot 1 unit. The difficulty comes in with his defense, and it comes in with trying to find a slot 1 unit for him, because he's a slot 2 unit. Frieza is a slot 2 unit through and through. That's just what he is. He's a slot 2 unit because he can't take a hit. Post-super, he can take a couple hits. Post-super, he should be fine, especially if he can, like, triple super or something like that. Then, you know, that's something that could potentially happen. Your average on Frieza after his intro wears off will 100% be, like, maybe a double super if you're lucky, because after that point, it just depends on who you're fighting. He only has a 50% chance to additional super. Let's see, we got my 55% Link level 10. As you can see, there is a big difference between Link level 10 and not Link level 10. The Link levels on the friend unit right here are straight up Link level 1, and mine are straight up Link level 10. Linked with the same unit in the middle here. So you can see that there is about an 80k difference on the defense on start of turn, and there's about a 70k difference on attack. There is quite a bit of difference there. There's quite a bit of difference. Very big difference. Let's just go ahead and attack and see what happens. Now, unfortunately, because both of their intros have technically activated, it does mean that the timer on them has begun. So on turn 6, I believe they will have lost their intro. I think that's what their intro is. Let's double check that real quick. Yeah, for 5 turns from the entry turn. So on turn 6 is when they'll have the last of their intro, and turn 7 they'll just won't have an intro anymore, and we'll be just going off of luck. So we are taking a super in slot 2 thanks to Chilai's scouter ability here. I'm not really sure who I want to put in slot 2 because, I mean, on one hand, I don't know how well we're going to be taking even normals. We are a 300k defense right now with no nothing right there. 300k defense. You got to understand, this level, this is technically like 9th anniversary content right here. So, I mean, we could be taking like 600k norm. We have to be wary of 600k normals. But let's see here. So, Huipui does 390k normals, and Yakan does 395. So, about 400k rounded up. So, that means each attack that full power Frieza would take right now would be about 90k almost. It would be about around 70 to 90k. That means we're going to take around 200, 300k damage. That's fine. I'll roll with that. I'll roll with that. I'm fine with rolling with that. Let's just go ahead and do this. All right, let's see how this goes. Ooh, immensely more damage. Why are they doing so much more damage? That's disturbing. That was a lot of extra damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh boy, man, this is really rough. I have to find a different event because the team is too weak. Let me pause. Okay, so we're gonna try this again with a different team entirely because team's too weak, bro. Team's too weak. This will be a little bit different of a rotation. Hopefully it'll be okay. So my point still stands on Frieza just not having a team because he doesn't have a team. He doesn't. He's got units that he wants to be paired with, and then he's got units that he has to be paired with. You want to pair him with LR Final Form Cooler, LR Full Power Frieza, you know, the decent freaking Wicked Bloodline unit. Unfortunately, we have instances like this where we just cannot take a hit. I mean, we're gonna die potentially if any of these attacks are a super. I mean, I guess I'm a betting man. I'll go ahead and throw him right here. So Turles is an okay unit to rock. You know, he does give a decent amount of defense to Frieza there. We're just gonna go ahead and do this and hope for the best. And I cannot stress enough that we're going to hope for the best. There's no super slot 1. We can get away with it. Okay, we can't get away with it. If we live the turn, I'll be a surprise because now we have to worry about a super from... We'll see what happens. As you can see, he does pretty good damage. He's got an 8 and 9 million super. Now that he's actually gotten the opportunity to attack. Unfortunately, he still couldn't kill Spopovich. Mind you, we don't have all of his links going off. He could have easily hit well above 10 million at a 55%. This is just the point I'm trying to get across in this showcase is like, there's not really a team here. But, you know, if you have all these units rainbowed, they could definitely potentially act and run better and just do better overall. Unfortunately, I have 55% copies. These units are all pretty weak in general. It's just they don't really meld well together, but they have to, otherwise Frieza just doesn't have a team. Frieza needs a full team of terrifying conquerors. It's just the way it is. He has to. Wow, we got... Oh, good lord. I brought the baby along because baby is actually decent. Let me pause until we get through this. Okay, surprisingly, we actually got through the phase. Okay, now the real question is, can we live right here, right now? So, unfortunately, once again, we don't really have many links. This is the friend unit. We're about 300k defense with little to no support here. We do have a little bit of support here with the Amond and Raisin. I recently only gotten Amond and Raisin, so I haven't even had time to link level them or anything, so they could be much better. I'm curious if we could actually... I don't even know if we'll live this turn. I really have no idea if we'll even live this turn. I have no clue. I have no clue. He has to, like, dodge. Yeah. It's just no team here. All right, guys, I'm not even gonna lie to you. With after all of this crap, I gotta just say screw it. We have to get something in here. We have to get something in here. What's gonna happen now is I'm gonna go into the Shadow Dragon's red zone, because if we can't even get through Shadow Dragon's red zone, I don't know what the heck to do. I don't even know what the heck to do. I'm telling you, I don't know what to do. We absolutely got to get through something here. There's no way this team is just this bad. You know, we have LR Final Form Cooler. This is predating freaking Cooler's worldwide download celebration freaking level of stuff here. We should be able to get through this. No problem. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We need to show off this Frieza somehow. The Bobbity Forces red zone is just too much for Frieza's team, unfortunately. It's just too much, man. It's just so unfortunate. So this is the friend one, 55%, level 1 links. 8 million super right there. We got an addition. We got the additional. So he's got 2 stacks in there. So the fun fact about Frieza is you needed to get him to super attack, I believe it was 5 times. So that's part of the reason why you want to go for kind of a more additional build. All right. Now, I turned off the intros because we just need to get through this. We got to get through this. Let's just go ahead and do this. This is my 55% link level 10 here. We got lots of links going off here. 300k defense with support, unfortunately. You know, it's not too terrible. Frieza doesn't have guard. He doesn't have damage reduction. He doesn't really have anything, unfortunately. He's got pure damage, and that's about it. So this is the part of why I said in the beginning is, like, he's built for older content. He's not even built for older content. His defense is built for older content. His team is built for older content. He himself has damage that can scale up to current content, but at that point, that means you have to protect Frieza, and he has to still be on a full Terrifying Conquerors team to really feel any good. His damage can look very good, even at 55% for older content. I mean, he can look absurdly good, you know, with dupes. He can look good. He can look good. Unfortunately, you can look good all you want, but if your team is not up to snuff, then it's just not there, you know? Now, I'm sure we will come back here in like a year when this full power LR Frieza gets his Easy A. And once he gets his Easy A, I'm sure we can start cooking something up. Until then, I feel like this Frieza is just, unfortunately, he's just not going to be, well, cooking. I don't feel like he has a place right now. I don't feel like he has a place on the meta. I don't feel like he has a place on any team. I don't see him being comfortable on a team. I just don't see it. I mean, we're struggling right now because of the ideal team that we want to take him on in an old red zone event that he shouldn't be struggling with. These units should not struggle with these events. This is a full power. This full power Frieza used to be very good. I mean, mind you, this full power Frieza still, you know, he could struggle in this event. Yes, he could struggle. But once he gets built up a little bit, he shouldn't be struggling this hard. All right, we finally got a double. Okay. We're at turn 3 right now, so we're doing okay on timing here. You got to realize though, after once we hit turn 6, one of the Friezas will lose all of they'll lose the intro. And unfortunately, once Frieza loses his intro, we hit a very unfortunate part where when Frieza loses his intro, he loses 100k defense, 100k attack and defense. So that is something to keep in mind. You're also not seeing like a quarter of his passive because the other part of his passive gives him additional super and crit chance if you're fighting a pure Saiyan low-class warrior, which you're just never going to do. You're just never going to do. There's no content in the game that that is quote-unquote challenging other than maybe a super battle road or something that's you're gonna fight him in. I'm really trying to show Frieza in some decent kind of content here, and it's really hard. It's really hard. All right, 10 mil right there. That's pretty good. 10 mil, 55%. 55%. He should double super. Or normal. How about another? Come on. Okay, that's fine. And that's the other thing is like Frieza really wants to super. He really wants to get built up. He really wants to do all that so he can do damage. If he's not additionaling, then he's not doing damage. And if he's not damaging, then he's not doing what he's meant to do, which is do damage. He's a DPS unit. That's what he is. So we're going to lose this Frieza's, we're going to lose his freaking passive after this. So, I mean, yeah, we don't have the defense to be surviving a super attack from Natter on here. We don't have it. I'm just gonna go ahead and kill him. Let's go ahead and watch Frieza's animation here. That has got to be the longest KO screen I've ever seen. Pretty satisfying KO screen, I'm not gonna lie. He can do some pretty crazy damage. I'm not gonna lie on that either. It's just unfortunate that he falls off after that point. So once again, we'll go ahead and activate it again. See how much damage he can do, especially against an AGL type. And when doing this, you're technically activating his super. So he should have a pretty rather decent sized defense after using this. You're not activating his super. You're getting like the defense for super attacking from his passive. There we go. Took out 3 bars. That's not too bad. Not too bad. So, unfortunately, this golden Frieza is just kind of done with. I mean, he's not really worth using any longer, so I'm just going to activate this, get rid of it. He has very minimal damage reduction now, and he's just kind of, like, chilling, so I'm actually going to just do this. We got Big Bad Bosses activated. What do we got here? Universe's Most Malevolent, which is attack plus 20, and then Strongest Clan in Space, which is just ki plus 2. So we're losing 20% attack by not having him with Golden Frieza. But, I mean, we're still looking pretty good. We're still looking pretty good on the damage here. Let's see what we can do. I'm sorry, I don't trust Golden Frieza in slot 1 pre-super. 12 million. 12 million. And of course he dodges. Of course he dodges. There we go. There we go. Whew, dang, man. We would have killed him. All right. Hopefully we actually finish this. Oh, of course he's locked into that slot. Okay. Okay, I think we pretty much win right here. As you can see, Final Form Frieza can look very good. Even at 55%, he can look very solid. The problem is the team. There's not really a team here. I wish that there was. But even if you consider like 9th anniversary content, there's nothing there. I'm sorry, there's not. There's just no content. There's no characters that you can run with Frieza that is making it suitable for him to be okay. I'm sorry, there's just not. Frieza himself can be a good unit, but this is not a single unit game. It's a team-based game. He has to have a team with him to activate his full passive. He has to have a full set of good terrifying conquerors. That's just the way it is. If you can think of a better team, I mean, there's a bajillion teams that are better than this, but let's just look through the options here. Like, planetary destruction is one of his leader skills. You preferably want him as the leader because it's one of the only viable 200% teams you can really run with Frieza. But you want terrifying conquerors on the team so that you activate getting him extra 20% defense and 10% crit chance per freaking unit. You want 5. You want the other 5 units on the team to be a terrifying conqueror. That's just the way it is. But, you know, planetary destruction units here, I mean, yes, Golden Frieza. Golden Frieza is great for short-term content. He falls off after like turn 4 or 5. After that point, he's a liability and he's going to get you killed. And I'm sorry, but this is not a runnable unit on this team. This is not a runnable unit. This is barely a runnable unit. This is barely a runnable unit. Not runnable. Barely runnable. Not runnable. Literally, the game refuses to let us use this unit. This would be an easy slap on the team, but there's several red zones where the game just says, no, you are not allowed to use this unit because you could nuke with him, which unfortunately just removes part of one very good, viable option for his team, which is really unfortunate. Maybe if we get a super easy A for this full power Frieza, we'll definitely be seeing some more stonks with the first form Frieza. I mean, I'm trying to think of something else from Space Traveling Warriors other than Turles. If you got a 100% Turles, if you got 55% like me, you're not rocking anything. He needs so much buildup. He's kind of squishy until he's fully built up. You really need to baby the unit, and you need to baby Frieza. That's the problem. We need slot 1 tanks here. You could very much use this Golden Frieza. He's not terrible. He's not amazing, I mind you. He does have 80% damage reduction, but he's also got no defense, really. The only defense he gets is from his links, specifically. So, I mean, that damage reduction isn't going to go very far. So that could be an option, though, still. We also got Amond and Raisin. Amond and Raisin are a great, fantastic unit. He's supporting the allies on the turn. He gets plus additional defense, plus 20% chance of performing crit for characters who also belong Space Traveling Warriors category. He guards and reduces damage as the first attacker in a turn, but he's got to be a slot 1 dodge tank. That's what he's got to be. Very RNG. He could easily get you killed instead. But other than that, these guys are not an option. I'm sorry. You can say they're an option. They're not an option. There is nothing else here that is an option as far as Space Traveling Warriors go. So we got Space Traveling Warriors here and Terrifying Conquerors. Once again, we have only a few other extra options. Baby could be a nice option-esque to the team. You'll get Thirst for Conquest. You'll get Big Bad Bosses. Think you can get Metamorphosis? Does he have Metamorphosis? Some of the other units do. I think it's until... Yeah, I don't think it'll go on Frieza, though. Either way, he is a decent option, but I don't think he's going to be really super... 9th anniversary level, you know, that's what I'm trying to look for here is what team can really rock here in 9th anniversary? Like, what units can really rock? And it's just really hard. And I don't have the intelligence to Doria, but I can promise and tell you, he's not good enough to be throwing onto the team. He's not good enough to be thrown onto the team here. The only other thing I can think of is maybe this Turles for the support for attack and defense. If we're fighting a super class enemy, that's the only issue with that. I mean, other than that, he's a big liability as well. Goodness gracious, I don't know. This is the part where I came to the conclusion where I would rather take off a Terrifying Conqueror option, just go with Kid Buu, because Kid Buu at least is supporting, and Kid Buu alone, this dude is just ridiculous. He's crazy for extreme units, and I just don't see any other potential possible thing you could do with them. I mean, there's no other units here that could easily stand in 9th anniversary content. I feel like most of these units are all needing to either be babied or they are just not on that level right now. They all need easy A's or super easy A's. So I feel like this would be the only potential plausible team that could even stand into current content. Let's go see if we can actually go back to the Bobbity Forces and see what we can do. I just don't know. I just don't know, guys. Like, everyone sees this first form Frieza as this golden shiny thing. And I'm sorry, but he's not golden yet. He can't transform into... He can't go gold. He cannot go gold. It's so rough, because I want to like this Frieza. I like Wicked Bloodline. Frieza is one of my favorite villains of the series. Okay. Awesome. Right there. Thank you, Scythe. Appreciate you for that link level 10 option there. Let's just go in with a memory. There should be some, let's see here, Extreme Class Allies, Planet Dynamics Saga. Don't we have a Wicked Bloodline memory? Isn't there a Wicked Bloodline memory that you could potentially use? That's a shame. 7 turns right here. Yeah. Let's do that one. Do that one. Gives Frieza a little bit more kind of breathing room. Let's go ahead and rock a Whis to get him up to the damage reduction level. And let's see how this works. You know, this will be the last thing I do for this video. This is a long video. I want this Frieza to be good. I want him to be good. I just don't see it just yet. I'm just not seeing it just yet. Let's just go ahead and float off Frieza here because unfortunately we have a slot 7 Frieza right here. So we're just going to go ahead and do this. Kid Buu, unfortunately, is just... He could die right here. I don't want him to die. I want to try and run Frieza. I want to see him do good. I want to see him obliterate freaking... Bobbity and Boo at the end of this. I want to see him do something. And if I got to use items to do it, so be it. So be it. I will make this work somehow. I got to make this work. All right. So Kid Buu should be almost fully built up. So he should be able to sit in slot 1 for Frieza now. Thankfully, we used the damage reduction because we would have taken some damage right there. Even post-super with type advantage, we would have taken some damage for sure. All right, 9.8 with 60% or 70% support and some links. Got the double super, 10 million. Link level 10, 55%, guys. 55% right here. Darn, I was hoping for a triple. So let's just go ahead and throw Amond and Raisin here into the first slot. Go ahead and hopefully get some stacks in there with Turles. Yeah, should be looking pretty decent. I really need to link level these guys. I just got them recently. They skipped me a while ago. Turles getting in all those doubles. Turles isn't too bad either. I like Turles a lot. Once again, needs dupes though. Really needs those dupes. Uh-oh. Okay, good. Bad because we lost attack and defense, but we're going to be floating him off on the next rotation. Notice Baby there with only big bad bosses and Thirst for Conquest up, and he's got 10 million attack stat. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. So, from here on out, I'm just going to keep... I'm just going to float off certain units to link with Frieza in slot 3, and then I'm going to keep Kid Buu in slot 1. Kid Buu is just the most ridiculous unit ever. He really is just kind of ridiculous. So right now we got big bad bosses, universe's most malevolent, strongest clan in space, and fierce battle. So he's got 330k defense right now. We'll see what we can do. I'm not thinking we're gonna do a crap ton of damage right here, but we'll probably do a little bit. Uh-oh. Let's try this one more time. One more time. Something's gotta give, right, guys? Something's gotta give. We gotta be able to get through something here, right? Oh my goodness gracious. All right, what are we rocking here? Big bad bosses, Thirst for Conquest, 60% support. We had 380k defense with the support memory as well. Telling you guys, this is killing me. This is killing me really hard. This run is really killing me because Kid Buu is good. Like, obviously, he's really good. Most of his defensibility comes from post-super, though. But there's just not very many slot 1 tanks you can really have with Frieza, unless it's Golden Frieza, which unfortunately is just not suitable for longer-based content. It's just not. Golden Frieza is good in short-form content, and that's fine. That's great. But unfortunately, he will get you killed once he loses all of that damage reduction. He's not like Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku, where he can still be viably good in slot 1 and do his job. Frieza loses his job when he loses all of his damage reduction, unfortunately. So that's the reason I'm not using the LR Golden Frieza. That's the reason I'm not using him, is because he's not set for longer base content, which this is gonna go past 5 turns. If it doesn't, I'll be surprised. So we still have the Whis active currently. Unfortunately, I'm not really sure it's going to matter because even with the damage reduction, I don't know if we can live. These guys are doing really decent damage, guys. They're doing mil supers, 1 mil supers, 40% damage reduction. Will we live? I don't know. I legitimately do not know if we will live. All I know is I'm not willing to continue moving this any further. This is it. If we can't get past the Bobbity Forces red zone, then we can't get through the... Yeah, I'm not willing to continue this showcase any further. The point that I'm trying to make here, unfortunately, is that Frieza himself can be a good unit. But until we get more Terrifying Conquerors that are also on Space Traveling Warriors, or just a straight up whole new Terrifying Conqueror set of Easy A's or something, until then, there's just no good team here. I wish there was, but there's just really not a good team here to run. There shouldn't be this much problems with the Bobbity Forces, man. It just really shouldn't be that much of an issue. It really should not. It kills me. It really does kill me that we can't make a Terrifying Conqueror freaking Space Traveling Warrior team right here. Okay, we threw Frieza back on here. We threw Frieza back on here. Go ahead and do this. Get this over with. What are we sitting here? Only 230k. This is the friend unit with Link level 1. This is the friend unit with Link level 1. So with that in mind, you can see that there's quite a big difference between Link level 1 and Link level 10. Big Bad Bosses is huge, guys. Big Bad Bosses is huge. We might still see some decent damage numbers, but you really need to Link level Frieza. Frieza has to be freaking Link level 10. He just has to. Okay, Golden Frieza, this isn't about you. This is the other reason I didn't want to bring Golden Frieza, is because he additionals quite a bit. Like, dude, you don't do damage. Just go away. Just stop. Did your job for turn 1, and you'll do your job for turn 3, and then turn 5, you'll be useless. There's one super, and double super at only 7.8, and that's without Big Bad Bosses being able to be activated. As you can see, it's pretty decent. He's okay. He could be much better, obviously. Now he's going to look really weak. All right. Okay, baby, just keep going. Man, this team's wanting to do some additionals here. All right. So, I'm just going to go ahead and throw Kid Buu right here to get him stacked up a little bit. I'm pretty sure Kid Buu's just going to kill right here anyways. Or, yeah, kill. Please kill. Sabotojiing myself here. There we go. All right, now that we got mine on the rotation here, we still got to throw Golden Frieza into slot 1. Otherwise, we could be getting way too much damage done onto us. You can see there will be a bit of damage difference once Frieza actually starts building up. He actually eclipses my Link level 10 one after he's only double supered. So the damage does go up as he supers. So the friend Frieza, unfortunately, will be losing his intro come, let's see here, turn 6. Yeah, he'll lose it. He'll be on turn 6. He will no longer have his intro. He will have lost his defense and attack. Whereas my Frieza, because he was a slot 7 unit, he will be good until turn 8. Frieza is one of those units where you would actually want to be rocking into slot 7 because of when the intro turns on. This has been like 40 minutes of just pure torture because I'm just trying to make these teams of Terrifying Conquerors work with Frieza, and I can't, man. And I'll be honest, like, I could just go ahead and say screw it, you know, just drop it, you know, just throw him onto a team that he can be a 200% on, make sure he has Big Bad Bosses going off, and just let him do his thing. I could do that, but then he has no crit, then he has no defense, then he has nothing. He has literally nothing at that point. Yeah, the defense is nice for them taking the hit, but most of the time you probably cannot take a hit with this unit. They need to dodge. Right now I only have the 20 dodge on them, so I mean, I think we're... Okay, wow. All right, Amond and Raisin. Taking a super. Type disadvantage. Crap. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I give up. 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 Frieza, you need more options, my dude. You just need more options. You need a slot 1. You need a slot 1 option, and I just don't feel like you have one. You just need better options altogether. I guess you could attempt to just make a straight up, if you don't want to rock him as lead, you can try to make a Terrifying Conquerors team with Piccolo as your throw-in as his leader. But even then, like, Piccolo's holding up this team here. Terrifying Conquerors is just not good enough in today's standards, guys. It's just the meta shift really shifted them out, unfortunately. I'm trying to think of a team that you could just throw Frieza onto. Planetary Destruction's not a team. Inhuman D's is not a team. Sworn Enemies is an option, so you could theoretically throw him onto Fat Boo's team and just, you know, have him get carried there. Space Traveling Warriors isn't a team. Terrifying Conquerors isn't a good enough team anymore. And Gifted Warriors is 100% not a team. So the only literal option this guy has is 100% Sworn Enemies. Like, that is the only option now that he has, which in this case he's just carried by Fat Boo. You know, you can throw him onto the team. I mean, honestly, bro is dragging the team down. There is no good reason to just throw Frieza onto this team. There's just not. Outside of Frieza himself, there is no Terrifying Conquerors here. Like, he has no defense buff extra here. There is no defense buff here. There's no crit, so he's got no crit. And because there's no Space Traveling Warriors on this team, there's no way that you'll actually be able to get his intro off. So you can't even have his intro going off either, because none of these are Space Traveling Warriors. He needs 2 Space Traveling Warriors on the team, not including himself. So if we go back down and make a Sworn Enemies team, but we also need Space Traveling Warriors. Get rid of the Terrifying Conqueror one. Once again, his only options for the team is other Friezas. So by throwing him onto a team like this, the only other viable team, in all given honesty, other than maybe chucking him onto maybe Zamasu's team, because throwing him onto this team just because he's on Sworn Enemies doesn't mean crap. I'm sorry. I don't like Frieza. I don't like this Frieza in this meta. I don't like this Frieza. If we were just talking about making a Wicked Bloodline team here, you know, this would be different if it was 2 years ago. You know, you rock double metal cooler or final form cooler. You know, it could just be a different story because the team was good-ish back then. You know, you could make a solid Terrifying Conqueror-esque team like that at that level. You could make a solid Terrifying kind of Conqueror team like that. But it's just, that's not up to snuff anymore. It's just not. It's really not. It's not a viable team suggestion any longer. Like, yeah, you could make this kind of really poor team. It's very terrible, Terrifying Conquerors team. Yeah, I mean, I cannot, man. I can't with this. Like, this is not a team you can run in today's content. This is just not a team you can run in today's content because Final Form Cooler does not have enough defense. Or freaking Majunior is the only one that has any good defensibility on this team. And this guy's a joke. He needs excessive buildup. Mind you, he's gonna be the soonest to get an easy A and help Frieza out. One of the full power Friezas is gonna get an easy A within the year. And that's when this Frieza will eventually be okay to use again. But until then, that's it. I'm sorry, I wish Frieza was better, but I just don't see a team for him where he can shine, especially at 55%. 55%, there's just nothing here. With dupes, maybe you can force him on a couple occasions and, you know, baby him and defend him, and he can probably get the job done and hopefully kill the enemy before they kill you, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, man. Anyways, guys, this has been a long showcase video for the first form Frieza. Let me know what you think of him, and let me know what team you use and rock him on, because I can't find a team to use him on. I just can't do it. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good day and a good night.